Good morning, students. Today I'm going to give last lesson of the chapter government budget. After this, government budget chapter will be over. Okay. So I'm going to start with the hot questions of government budget chapter. The first question, the first type of question that can be asked to you in the examination is that you have to comment whether the following statements are true or false, and also you have to give reasons. Okay, you have to give reasons along with. So the first question is, gift tax is a capital receipt. Is it a capital receipt? No, it's not a capital receipt. Taxes are a form of revenue receipt. Okay, taxes are a form of revenue receipt. So how you have to attempt this kind of question, I'm going to show you that. Okay, we have to state this statement is false because gift tax is a revenue receipt for the government because number one, it does not create liability for government. Second, it does not reduce assets for government. So in this way you have to attempt the questions if such kind of questions are asked to you in the exam. Now look at the second question. Construction of school building is a revenue expenditure. Is it a revenue expenditure? No, it's not a revenue expenditure, it's a capital expenditure. Why it's a capital expenditure? You have to write, this statement is false because construction of a school building is a capital expenditure because it is creating assets for your government. School building is the asset of your government. Okay, now the third question is, construction of flyover is a revenue expenditure. Is it true or false? This is false because construction of a flyover is a capital expenditure. Why it's a capital expenditure? Because it helps in creation of assets for your government. Okay, that's all with the three questions which can be asked to you in the true false form, and he may also ask you to give reasons for the same. So you have to give reasons in the form of definition. Okay, if it's a revenue receipt, then you have to give the definition of revenue receipt as a reason. So now coming on to the next type of questions that can be asked. Second type of question can be, comment whether the following is a revenue receipt or a capital receipt by giving reasons. Sort of the same questions only, right? So borrowings from public, is it a revenue receipt or it's a capital receipt? It's a capital receipt. Why it's a capital receipt? Now how you have to attempt this question, I'm going to attempt one, so you can copy the rest. So you have to mention borrowings from public is a capital receipt because you have to mention the conditions of capital receipt. Number one, it helps in creation of liability. Number two, it causes reduction in the assets. You have to mention the two conditions of capital receipt. Similarly, he is asking you the next question, profits from PSUs. What is PSU? It's a public sector undertaking. Okay, any profits from public sector undertakings like railways and all, so it's a revenue receipt. Why it's a revenue receipt? It's a revenue receipt because it does not create liability, does not cause reduction in the asset. Income tax receipt by the government, it's a revenue receipt. Why it's a revenue receipt? Because it does not help in the creation of any liability and does not cause reduction in the asset. You have to attempt the other two parts in the same way. The reasons will be different. Okay, so this is the two type of questions that can be asked to you in the exam as hot questions. Okay, true false statements, and the next one is, comment whether the following is a revenue receipt, capital receipt, or revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. Okay, a lot of questions are given at the back of your book TR Gen, so you can practice as many questions as you want from over there. Next type of questions that can be asked in this chapter are direct indirect tax, progressive regressive tax, difference between direct indirect tax, difference between progressive regressive tax, difference between revenue receipt, capital receipt, difference between planned non-planned expenditure. So you should prepare notes on these topics. These topics have already been discussed in the previous lectures, so you can go through this and attempt these questions by yourself. These are the type of questions that can be asked in your exams, and many times such questions have been asked. Now the next type of questions that can be asked in the hot questions form is numerical questions. Okay, I've already given example of numerical question in the previous lesson, so I'm going to give one more over here. Revenue deficit is given, fiscal deficit is given, interest payment is given. He is asking you to calculate primary deficit. Now how do you calculate primary deficit? Primary deficit is calculated as fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Okay, fiscal deficit is given 11,600, interest payment is given 1,600, so the answer will come out to be 10,000. Primary deficit will be 10,000. So what is the use of revenue deficit here? There's no use of revenue deficit over here. It is just given to confuse you people. Okay, so next type of questions that can be asked is numerical type of questions. Okay, the next and last type of questions that can be asked to you from this chapter are defend or refute questions. Okay, defend or refute questions. Defend means you are favoring the statement. Defend means you are favoring the question, favoring the statement, and refute means that you are refusing or denying the statement that is given. Okay, let's see one example. Primary deficit does not include interest payment, but fiscal deficit does not. Okay, fiscal deficit does not, fiscal deficit does. Okay, this is the correct. Primary deficit does not include interest payment, but fiscal deficit does include the interest payment. Defend or refute the statement. This question is asked to you. Okay, so first of all, let me see if the statement is correct or not. How do we get the fiscal deficit? Fiscal deficit is calculated, how do you calculate primary deficit? Primary deficit is calculated as fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Okay, so with this formula I can understand that primary deficit does not include interest payment, whereas fiscal deficit includes the interest payment. All right, प्राइमरी डेफिसिट का फॉर्मूला क्या है? फिजिकल डेफिसिट में से इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट आप माइनस कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, सो प्राइमरी डेफिसिट डज नॉट इंक्लूड द इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट, वेयर एज फिजिकल डेफिसिट includes the interest payment. Now let's read the statement and see whether it's true or false. Primary deficit does not include interest payment, but fiscal deficit does. Defend or refute. Now are you in the favor of this statement or are you refusing the statement? I am in the favor of this statement, right? So we'll write, we defend the statement, full stop. The statement is true. And what do you have to explain over here? Because you have to mention this formula and explain. You have to explain primary deficit over here. Okay, you have to explain the concept of primary deficit over here. Understood? So we have full-fledged cover the topic government budget. In the next lesson we'll be starting with some other chapter. Thank you.